On the same day, Britain handed Ukraine the blueprints for a cruise missile, and Putin signed a decree letting the state seize factories that cannot defend themselves. Ukraine turned 35 on Monday, and marked it with something more useful than a parade. In Kyiv, where 30 countries gathered for the Coalition of the Willing, Britain agreed to declassify the technical data behind the Storm Shadow cruise missile, the 560-kilometer weapon Ukraine has fired into Russia for 3 years, so that Ukraine, with France, can start building it at home. The European Union added €6.1 billion of air defense, missiles and radars. Moscow's reaction told you it landed. The Kremlin said Britain was now participating in the war, and claimed Russian forces are already hunting for factories that do not yet exist. One absence was conspicuous. President Trump's envoys, Witkoff and Kushner, expected in Kyiv for weeks, did not come. And that same day, in Moscow, Vladimir Putin signed a decree that says more about this war than any speech. It lets the Russian state take over energy plants, factories, transport and logistics sites whose owners fail to protect them from Ukrainian drones, or to rebuild them afterwards. The Kremlin's explanation was that business owners do not pay enough attention to anti-drone safety. His deputy prime minister insisted this is not nationalization. Whatever it is called, it is the government writing into law that it cannot defend its own industry. Russian refining is now about 4 million barrels a day, its lowest in more than 20 years. The fuel export ban runs into next year, and damaged companies have been given until mid-2027 to pay their taxes. Meanwhile, the strikes went on, in both directions. Ukraine's drone commander claimed 66 targets hit inside Russia in one night. 3 more Ozon warehouses. The company's shares fell 12%. A solid rocket fuel plant, a MiG-29, for radars, and 2 Shadow Fleet ships. The Afipsky refinery burned again, and Novoshakhtinsky halted processing. And Russia marked Ukraine's Independence Day its own way. A drone flew into a 9-story apartment block in central Chernihiv, injuring around 20 people, 3 of them children. At Lozova, in the Kharkiv region, a strike on the railway killed 2 women. 8 people were killed across Ukraine that day. Russia's losses passed 1,479,000 troops, closing in on 1.5 million since the invasion began. On the ground, close to 200 clashes, heaviest around Konstantinivka and Pokrovsk. Ukrainian forces advanced near Sloviansk and southeast of Orikhiv. Russian forces, by the monitor's reckoning, did not advance at all in the Kupiansk, Borova or Donetsk directions. The missiles reach further every month. The line barely moves. That wraps up today's update. If you found this useful, press the like button and subscribe in order to support this channel. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.